Okay, guys, more stuff came in that I put on the bike. Not a lot, just little wind deflectors and smoke. Still waiting for this because it's a factory piece. It's a BMW piece, so it's taking a little longer. Hopefully next week I'll have that. You guys know already about this. You guys know I put this on. I also put these BMW. These are plastic guards that just snap in place. Oh, they were relatively cheap, so I got them. And I don't know. I think I talked about these in the past. I think I did already, but those were inexpensive too. But these are the two things I just put on here and here. I did paint this a little darker gray so it matches more closer to that, and kind of close to here and here. And I'm trying to think of other things I did. I talked about the shifter already, and I did the shifter, I did the brake pedal. Yeah, so those. I put one of these covers on it. I think it looks nice like that, and kind of shades it a little bit. Amazon piece, I think it was like $20 or something. But yeah, I thought I heard another motorcycle. Anyway, yeah, so there's a couple of things I did to it. And just going to go for a ride, and I don't know, maybe, I don't know what to talk about. I guess we'll talk about 1,100 miles I have on the bike. So, and if any issues with the bike, or am I still just as happy as day one? Obviously, you guys can tell from my voice I am. But let's get this thing started. It'll probably, oh, okay, didn't have to pull it out this time. So, yeah. It's looking good. I took the mud guard off. Just, nothing special video. Talk about the 1,100 miles. I guess put my title, I'll just put 1,000 mile review. Am I still happy? And yeah, I'm still happy. It's all good. Everything is good. Got a new helmet. You guys can be able to see it. Maybe you guys can see it in the mirror. I wanted something with a drop-down visor. I don't know if the camera will pick it up or not. And yeah, so it's black and orange and showy GTF 3. Are you guys interested? I just like the idea of a drop-down visor, and with the GS, the wind protection is so good that I don't have to have even when it's super cold, like right now. I probably pick up a little bit more noise, but I don't have to have the visor down, the whole, because I get such good wind protection. I'm feeling a little bit of breeze come in, but, and I might close a little bit just to get a better sound, but especially in the warmer days and stuff like that, it's going to be, let me put this down just in case it's too noisy. The warmer days, it's going to be, I want that air coming in because this thing just does such a great job. So yeah, so this morning I had the FZ1 out. I might I'll throw a real quick clip in it because I put the FZ1, I put the camera on for the FZ1, but I don't know if I'm going to post everything about it, but I'll put a short clip because I had to bring it in for inspection. Hey guys, yep, what am I doing on the FZ? Yeah, well, I got to get it inspected, and man, is it cold. It's 40 degrees. But got to get it inspected. It's up in February. I'm not going to be here in February. Then if you don't get it inspected, then they fine you every month. It's a small fine if you don't, because you have to pay your property. That's a whole long thing with North Carolina. When I was in Jersey, there was no state inspection for motorcycles, but in North Carolina there is. And yeah, so in hindsight, I think I'll register if I buy a bike over the wintertime, like I bought my GS. Obviously in the wintertime I'm going to have inspected, but that bike is no problem when it's cold. This bike, not so much. I do have a taller windshield. It helps a little bit with windscreen. I have my heated gloves put on, and I'm really dressed really well, so it's really not that bad, but I'd much rather be on the GS right now. It was cold. It was 40 degrees. Now it's 53. And on the way home, it wasn't bad, but it was cold, and I was wishing I was on the GS, but obviously I can't be on the GS because I have to have it inspected, and it's like a 40-minute ride, but it was fine. It was all right. It was good to be on it. It's just a night and day difference. This bike is just so comfy. It's just so comfy, but you don't give up sportiness. You just, you don't have the sporty look. You're not leaned over. The FZ is not like a total super bike, but it's pretty nice. It's more sporty than it is touring, but and it revs real high and it's fun to ride, but it's not It doesn't have the wind protection. I don't even have my heavy duty gloves on right now. You don't need it with this. And anyway, back to GS, back to the GS. Yeah, I'm still happy. We have, let's see how many total miles we have on. This way we can look. It's so pleasant to ride this in the cold. 1,183 miles. No issue. I mean, it had 300 miles when I picked it up. That was a demo, and I'm sure it was beat to hell, because demos are going to be beat to hell, and there's nothing wrong with the bike. So it's kind of a good test, and I'm sure it wasn't broken in properly, because a lot of guys will break theirs in. They won't go full RPM or full throttle till about not full throttle, but RPM wise about 600 miles. But I'm sure this was beat to hell. I mean, first time I got it, I went right up to 8,500. Yeah, I just love it that it picks the wheel up probably a half a foot or a foot and just carries it for whatever, 30, 40, 50 feet. Oops, what we got here? Oh, something's dead. Anyway, but yeah, the GS, I'm totally happy with it, guys. No issues yet. Yeah, I guess I could get issues. I love the way it looks now. It's much more of a sport touring bike than it is a adventure bike, which is what I like. I was in the dealer today because my brother, my brother wanted to look at some Indians. Well, he wanted me to look at for some Indians. He wants to look at the Sport Chief, but I was looking at he had a couple of new models of the GSAs in, and I like the triple black because it's got an aluminum tank and everything else is blacked out. But that would be the ultimate touring bike, and I probably wouldn't change much on it as far as colors and everything like that. There's probably not a lot I would do with it. Maybe just get a darker screens, and that would just be touring, because it's it's probably another 75 pounds heavier than this bike. But it looks pretty good in person, I tell you. And what I liked, what they did between the GS and the GSA, is that they're very much different. And that's what's kind of cool about and I know some people don't like it, but you got to, even with this, you see it online, and I know it's a cliche, everybody says it, a lot of people say it. It looks much better in person, and it does. This bike looks really good. I think the problem is, the 1250, the 1200, basically the same look, have been around so long that people get used to the style. And then they just don't want to move on to the next evolution or anything like that, and they don't like it. I remember, I'm a big Ford guy. I've owned a lot of Mustangs in my past. I raced a Mustang, and in 2015 when they changed to the new body style from the 2014, you got to see the forums. Everybody bitching and crying. Oh, it's so ugly. It's blah blah blah. Nobody liked it. They wanted the old school one. Within 2-3 years, everybody loves the design, and the other one is just an old design. I mean, I like the old one, but I think the 2015 to the 2023 or 22 rather, I think they're really good looking. The 24, it's okay. I'm not saying it's terrible. It's just an evolution. To me, it's a little bit more bland, but it's fine. It's not terrible. But so I think it's the same thing with the GS. You get used to the style, but if you look at this thing up close, it's a nice looking bike. It's a nice looking bike and it's an adventure bike, so it doesn't have the lines of a Panigale or a S1000RR. It's not like that type of bike, because I love sport bikes. I think they're beautiful. I also love what the Kawasaki did with the Z900 RS. Very retro, but all modern stuff. I mean, those are beautiful bikes. This is an adventure bike. Yeah, there's a lot of them out there. And I know it's expensive, but I'm really liking the style. I wasn't so thrilled when I first seen it, when the spy picture said that. I don't know, man. Did I make a mistake selling my 1250? I said that back then. I still say it. If I had my 1250, I wouldn't have upgraded. I would have kept the 1250. The 1250 was that good. I just love my 1250, but I was stupid to sell it. But I wanted another GS, and so this is lighter, it's smaller. When I first got it, I said, well, is it that much smaller? And then the more I thought about it, and the more how I ride it and everything like that, this is a smaller bike. It's definitely more, this GS is definitely more geared toward the sport touring than just touring. Where the the GSA is definitely, your touring, adventure, everywhere bike with the big, oh geez, I'm going to be stuck behind these guys. Yeah, I think it's just geared to that, and I guess it's geared to a guy like me, which it may not be geared to a guy like a lot of guys. And with the suspension that you can get, that's adaptive, where you can go lower, it's going to appeal to a lot more people. And the old school guys can go with the GSA. It seems like the GSA is so popular even the 1250 GSAs were so popular. I was looking for a used GS. I couldn't find one. I could not find. I was looking for like the last year or the last 2 years they made. Everything was a GSA. They're hard to find, so that leads me to believe that most people will buy in the GSA. And I don't know what's going to be the same here. I think it is, because even though a lot of guys think it's ugly, man, I like it. It's got that tough macho look. And if I was in that, if that's the type of riding I want to do, and I was replacing my 1250 GSA, I would absolutely jump on the 1300. I don't know what we got here. No. Yeah, I would absolutely jump on the 1300. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm trying to think of a negative thing about the bike, just so I can see like I'm just not a fanboy and everything. Is that the only? I guess the biggest negative, I guess, about the bike is the shifter, the first and second gear change. Although when I changed it to the aluminum, I don't know. I went away from the. Got to pull over for the fire department. I went away from the composite. It does shift better, but you still have that first gear clunk. But it's not as bad. And the shifter seems just much crisper. I guess there must be a lot of play or slop in the plastic one or the composite one. So I think it's because first and second is a wide ratio. It's a big jump, and I think that's why it does that. And I think it has a low first gear for if you're crawling and you're off road and you just want to play in first gear, and that's why you have all the torque and you don't need to go too crazy on throttle. I think that's why they do it, and that's just my opinion. I could be totally wrong with that, but I mean, they're smart enough to make quick. I mean, I rode that the S1000RR. That shifter, that was like an automatic. It was butter, so smooth. So I know they have the technology to do it. Why? I don't know. I don't know why. So I guess that would be a complaint. I don't know. I'm trying to think of anything else to give a negative. Oh yeah. Okay. So we'll get another negative. The pegs. Yeah, I'm a sporty guy. I like sportiness and everything like that. And that's what the pegs are. They're very narrow, and that's what you would probably want on a more of a sport bike. You tend to have a narrower a peg, and but with the position they are on, you're kind of you're not really in a performance or a sporty position. So I ordered the wider ones, or the ones that you would. I'm getting. SW Motec, but you can get who else has them? Well, there's a lot of companies that have them, and you can BMW also has them. Yeah. Otherwise, I think they did a bang-up job with the bike. It's it's a little more compact, a little bit sportier. I don't know. I'm happy. So my 1,100 mile review is totally happy with it, and looking forward to putting 20,000 miles on it like I did with my 1250, and that was 2020. Yeah. I wonder what's going on out there. It's like a tugboat, or Wow, the water is really down. No, it's not that. It's super calm, guys. It is. The water is so calm. I'm just gonna hang out here for a little bit. We'll say goodbye, but give you one more look. You guys who haven't seen the bike, I'm sure everybody who follows my channel has seen the bike. Yeah, I don't know what's out there. I don't know if that's a county, whatchamacallit. So, yeah. So, there it is, folks. My GS, and I'm happy, guys. Real happy with the bike. Love the wheels. I know a lot of my friends don't like that I took off the spokes, but I'm loving these wheels. Everything about the bike is just, like I said, I've been real happy with everything. I know it's a broken record, guys, but it's coming the way. Everything. I get this when this is dark smoke. It's gonna be nice. I think that's just gonna really put the bike to just exactly where I want it. And then when I get the tune and everything, to me it seems like it's more fun. Sometimes I think I've said this before. I enjoy just as much riding as just doing things to the bike, working on the bike. That's it, guys. I don't know what my next video will be. It's going to get real cold next week, but I just wanted to make this video and really talk about nothing. 1,100 miles, and Kenny is still happy. All right, guys, later.